Hey free-to-play gang, welcome back to another video. So today we are on another account. This is Jolly Byven. I'm not actually sure how to pronounce it, so hopefully I got it right. Alright, so without further ado, let's take a look at your wish list. Okay, so from my understanding, you want to beat Fafnir because you want to get like some relics for like some Zeus relics for your Lucas, which is a really good goal. This is a really good goal because Lucas works really well with Zeus. And you're saying that, Cube Miracle tends to outspeed you in like Cube Miracle 10, it goes up to Cube Miracle 8 by the way, but it's very normal that they outspeed you. Okay, so their speed is completely busted. I think they have like 250 or additional speed, so it's like 300 plus speed or something like that. It's almost impossible to outspeed them. So that's not really your goal. Okay, your goal is not to outspeed them, but you did want me to take a look at your Fafnir and how we can improve on it so that you can get some of those Zeus relic sets that I talked about. Okay, so let's take a look at the team they are running with. And okay, so right here immediately, I can already see all the problems that have surfaced for me. Okay, so number one, you have so many Inferno type. And as you can see here, Inferno type is weak to Flow type. So naturally, you're going to suffer a lot of losses if you're running a team like this. Clara is fine. Okay, so Clara is fine because she don't need to drop debuffs on a boss. Okay, she just needs to attack and she will heal your team, so she is fine. However, if you're going to be using Sander and Liling together, I will highly suggest against it. Only one of them at most, but for this case, I think, you know what, we can do without Liling, because if you really want to use Sander for his speed leader buff and his triple hit on his third skill over here, then I think that's still fine. But of course, we need to take a look at his stats. Holy crap, these are actually really good stats for a player that is not from the Honor server, so this is really good. Well done. I really approve of this. This is very nice. Now let's take a look at your Clara. Very good HP. Decent speed, I think we can do with a little bit more speed. Do you have speed here? You don't have speed here. Okay, so we're going to change that. HP. You definitely don't need a triple HP there. Especially for Fafnir, where your team needs to be fast in order to be efficient. So that's something that we're going to take a look at. Okay, so Lin Xiao, right? She's not a very good choice over here. Yes, she does a lot of damage. But let's say your Lin Xiao wasn't the one that got frozen. You are screwed because Lin Xiao is not going to be able to remove the shield on Fafnir. So Lin Xiao is actually not a good choice over here, unless you have like a very specific comp that works really well. The speed tuning is perfect, then Lin Xiao could be useful. I do see some like really pro players using Lin Xiao, but chances are that's not going to be very possible for like early mid-game players. But you're definitely doing very well. I wouldn't say they're in early game anymore. I think this is pretty good. Let's take a look at Gabrielle. Good speed. This is really good. You did not max her skill. Okay, so this is really unfortunate because this is a triple hit skill which needs to be maxed in order for her to use it more regularly in Fafnir, because other than that, she only has single hits, right? So like, for example, Rush is a single hit, her normal attack is a single hit. So she's not going to be that great for Fafnir unless you max her second skill. So I hope that you take some priority in that. And let's see, okay, so you have a Tang Yun, he's going to be very useful here. So he's actually one of the best Espers. And okay, you got Louis as well. So I think we are pretty much set, right? And wow, you only have so few Espers built, just like that. But yeah, with something like this, that could work pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and try to level them up as much as I can. Louis is actually a really good Esper for Fafnir, by the way. He's super good for Fafnir. And hopefully you have like enough materials for me. If not, I guess we can do with like a 4-star Esper. I think that should be fine. Okay, I'm sorry, but I am going to consume your Storymon. Forgive me for this. Thankfully, you have so many resources here. Good job. Okay, so I'm just going to continue ascending him a little bit further. Make him a little bit more powerful. And especially to get this third ascension over here as well, which improves his, what's his passive, isn't it? Yeah, his passive goes up. And you increase the trigger chance when you land a crit. Very nice. This is so important. Alright, unfortunately, this is as far as I can go. I'm not able to obtain another 35% more attack, which is kind of sad, but it is something that we have to deal with. And yeah, I'm just gonna push him up to like closer to level 50, and then after that, we can probably take a look at Fafnir again. And we are done. Okay, so let's take a look at how we can build them to prepare them for Fafnir specifically, right? So we have 2 Espers to build. One is going to be Tang Yun, one is going to be Louis. Okay, so I'm actually going to borrow your Liling's crit rate relic over here. I think Liling might do better with Hades, not so much of War Machine, unless you're using someone else as your farmer, but I don't think you have anyone else as your farmer, so I'm really very puzzled as to who is your farmer right now. Okay, so this is something that we're going to work with, right? So basically, we are going to have like as much speed as we can in terms of subs. Okay, we're not going to focus on speed over here. We're going to have like attack. Yeah, so attack, and just basically speed subs. And of course, as much crit rate as we can muster, but I think for now, this is what we can work with. And also do take note that, Sword Avatara, or rather Avatara like I call it, is very important for Fafnir, because when the boss attacks, you want to counter attack to like, deal a little bit more damage and to remove some of the shield stacks as well. Although it's not always that important, it's only important after the boss lands his first attack the moment one of his HP bar goes down, and that's when your team starts to counter attack to immediately strip off some of the shield. Apart from that, you're not actually going to be, this is actually not going to be so useful, especially like, you know, when the shield is up already and the boss takes his turn, that's it, right? There's nothing for you to counter attack anymore. But yeah, so it's just for that one-off chance after he loses his first stack of HP, that's when Avatara becomes very important. And thankfully, we have a lot of gold to work with, so we can definitely build something that's going to be quite relevant, I would say, for Fafnir. Okay, holy heck, this is actually pretty insane, dude. Attack bonus, speed, and a lot of crit damage. This is very nice. Okay, so we are currently running him with like just quite decent speed. So as you can see, we have plus 44 speed, and that's all based on subs. Okay, we're not actually giving him, like I said, a main speed set over there. So these are the relics on him. Let's move on to Tang Yun. Now, unfortunately, we were not able to get attack percentage over here, and he basically didn't really have like any other sets to work with, so I would have gone for Windwalker instead, but you know, he just didn't have any of those crit rate on any of those relics, right? So I'm just gonna have to settle with this, and as you can see, I'm using defense bonus because I just have no other option. And as for this, I also do not have many other options left, so I'm just going to go with speed. And I'm trying to, you know, tweak him a bit so that right now he is more of like a shield breaker rather than a damage dealer. So Ocean Waves is going to work really well for him, especially since he's going to have his second and third skill up a lot more often, which will allow him to break shields a little bit more reliably. Holy crap, this is an amazing investment. Right, so apart from just this one, I don't think we got very good sub stats on the rest. So unfortunately, this is what we have to make do with. But our crit rate is pretty good, okay? So it's 89%, and obviously this is not even maxed out yet. And our speed is pretty decent. Our attack is, of course, is rather low, right? Because we're not running like an attacking kit. But hopefully we can still do relevant damage because we have some crit, a little bit of attack. But more importantly, we can spam his second and third skill because we now have Ocean Waves. Now, obviously, the both of them are still at 5 stars, so that's going to be a problem. But hopefully, we can see that, you know, they have some usefulness. And especially since this is just the F9, right? It's not F10 yet. So in terms of difficulty, it's not at like a tremendous difficulty level yet. So let's take a look at how this team works. And like I said before, his sender is really extremely well built. I'm really quite surprised that he has like the relics that he has on his sender. That's amazing. That's really impressive. Okay, as you can see, yeah, so our Tang Yun didn't do a lot of damage over there. He did like what, 3,000 per hit on his third skill, which is not much. Maybe we can see him being a little bit more useful, especially against a shield, which is what I'm hoping for. Okay, so Louis did quite a good job over there, dealing like quite decent damage to clear the wave. So hopefully we can see that a little bit more frequently. Yeah, so his damage is actually not so bad, right? You can't really compare it to Sender over here, but he's just a 5 stars after all. Okay, wow, we almost lost him even with like a tanky kit. That's crazy. And there you go. Okay, so time for the boss fight. Let's see how this fares. I have high hopes, by the way, but I'm not too confident about like the sustainability of some of my Espers here because we are generally quite weak. Okay, 7k, that's decent. Okay, so one thing that you should take note is that in Fafnir, right, speed is usually an issue, right? Your timing is usually an issue. That's because it's extremely difficult for you to achieve some very fast run times because of the mechanics of this boss fight. So like, when we drop him by 1 HP bar, you're gonna see that. And of course, obviously, you know, the goal is to have your Tang Yun to be a full DPS kit. So he can have like a little bit of speed, that's fine. But ideally, you don't want him to just be like a shield breaker because that's not his main role over there. But yeah, I think we are able to handle the shields just fine. Right, just nice. Okay, so we managed to get rid of the shield, so we are all good. And we just need to keep this up. And if you can keep this up, that's it. It's GG. Let's see how much damage you can do. Bam, 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 7k with a Pursuit proc. Okay, so that's not bad. That's not too bad. And Clara is gonna be a pretty massive carry for us over here. Yeah, her heals are just gonna be so relevant. And it seems like we're doing okay, right? It seems like we're doing okay for F9. So I think you can use this, right? Coming Sunday. Okay, actually, you know, I'm not sure when I'm gonna upload this video, but you can use this for like Sunday's Relic 1.5 times event. I think if you want to farm Zeus all that much, then this is definitely one way that you can do that. And as you can see, damn, Tang Yun is really putting a lot of work breaking those shields. That was like, I think 5 shields broken at once. That's pretty insane. Are we going to lose Tang Yun here? Nope, we're not going to lose Tang Yun. Okay, so I think for this team, it is very powerful. I feel like it is working as intended, right? So Sender Speed Lead is being very helpful here as well. Just giving us a little bit more turns, right? Giving us a little bit more turns, especially like you see, now when we are slowed and we are stunned and all that, at least we have a little bit more speed to make up for it. So that's quite important. And we lost our Louis here, but that's not really a problem anymore. As long as we can remove the shield, which we should be able to. I think Gabriel should be able to steal a turn over here. Very nice. Okay, good. So we managed to pretty much subdue the boss. I think that's about it. He's definitely going to go down. Even if like we are down to just one Clara, we can definitely solo the boss with a Clara. So yeah, that's it. So that is F9, and I am not so confident that you can do F10 just yet because your Espers are not 6-star yet. So I may suggest you, if you really desperately want to do your F10, definitely go ahead and raise your Tang Yun and your Lu Yi to 6 stars. That is very important. They're going to get a huge boost in stats. I think it's somewhere around 20 to 25% base stats. That's insane. So that's going to help you a lot in not just your DPS, but also your sustainability and your defensiveness, right? It's kind of like the same thing. But anyway, yep, so that's it. That's F9. I hope now you know how to do it, right? And I'm not just referring to the owner of the account. I'm referring to everyone else here as well. So Fafnir is... He is quite challenging, right? But you just need those same few Espers and you're going to do it pretty well. And... nice, we got a Snow Dowager here, pretty decent. I'm not sure who's gonna use this, but you know, maybe Renzi can make do with this, right? Renzi is pretty good with Snow Dowager, and the crit rate and crit damage is gonna help him out a lot. So yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, it really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Dislyte content because I upload every single day. Now this has been Daddy Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Oh, and also, thank you so much to Jolly Byron for lending me your account. This is pretty awesome. Your account is pretty good.